The test case control panel manages data and the order in which automation steps are executed. TCM provides 3 ways to create test cases. We'll discuss 2 of them in this section. Let's examine how the test case control panel works. Each test case is an entry in the drop-down list. The load button loads test case data into an instruction set. The copy button creates a copy of an existing instruction set. The delete button removes an instruction set from the drop-down list. The batch feature works with Quality Center and is available with full installation of TCM. The most basic way to create a test case is to start by copying the default template. Once inside the new test case, a user can create a series of automation steps. The application page column shows all the pages of the application. The object name column will display the objects that are associated with that page. The user can assign a value for that object. The user can assign an action to perform when the instruction set is executed by QTP. Remember that the process followed by the application control panel has created the framework for the test case section. Each action in TCM corresponds to an action file, and the values in TCM are passed to these files as parameters. QTP script developers can reference these parameters within the action files to make them more robust for their application. Let's take a look at one of the sample test cases. Each row is a step in the test case and gets processed by QTP. Once we complete one test, we can create several more by copying and modifying. We can change some data and click Insert to save the change. We can also insert an additional step by clicking New Row. If you made a mistake and do not want to save the change, click Cancel. If you want to remove a test case, select it from the drop-down and click Delete. Let's look at a more efficient way to create multiple test cases. Notice we have the same steps that we did in the register user test case, but we have this value in place of real values. The value stands for external source and tells the TCM action files to find the values in a spreadsheet. Let's take a look at the sample external source file. Notice that each tab in the spreadsheet is a page in the application. Each column on a tab is an object name, and relate this data to an instruction set in TCM, which controls the execution order. TCM will automatically create the external source file for you by clicking the Create External Source button. Let's run the different test cases we've seen so far through QTP. First, locate the playback driver QC in the TCM directory. Enter 1 for the Mercury Tours application. Click No to return the script in playback mode. Before selecting an environment, let's take a look at the Select Site action file. This is the action file that controls which site QTP will open. You can update the URL for the Mercury Tours application by filling in the QC server name. Notice the URL is associated with the test environment. Now when we set the selection to number 2, the Mercury Tours application will launch. For the first run, we'll use Register User Test Case for the instruction set prompt. And leave the test case prompt blank. Notice the data that was used came from the Register User Test Case in TCM. For this run, we'll use Register User Path for the instruction set prompt. And use TC2 for the test case prompt. Notice the data is now coming from the external source Excel file. As a best practice, you should use the external source when you have many test cases that go through the same steps, and only the data changes. Let's discuss some common challenges that can disrupt our test case execution and how we can react to them with TCM. Problem 1. An object property in our application changed and the automated scripts won't complete. Solution. Find the object in the TCM Edit Object table and update it with the new property value. Because this is a relational table, all instruction sets that reference the object will be fixed. Problem 2. The execution steps to fill out a page in our application has changed and the automated scripts crash. Solution. In the test case control panel, update the test case or path so that it executes the steps in the new order. Because we can relate a single path to multiple test cases by using the external source, all test case will be fixed. Problem 3. An object from our application moved from one page to another and the automated scripts are out of sync. Solution. Locate the object in the external source file and move the column to the correct page. This will associate the object with the new page while maintaining all of the data that goes with it. For more information on best practices, TCM training, and full test process architecture using Quality Center, contact Quillmont.